You're listening to Men of Abundance, episode 162. It is Pay It Forward, Aloha Friday. How do you stay motivated once you reach your goals?
Welcome to Men of Abundance, the podcast for those looking to level up their lives by hanging out with some of the greatest leaders and established professionals in our community, living a life of integrity, honor, and the abundance mentality. Prepare to pay it forward with your host, former Army medic turned lifestyle entrepreneur, Wally Carmichael.
Aloha, Men of Abundance. I am Wally Carmichael, your founder and host of the Men of Abundance podcast. And guys, I am telling you, over the last year, about the last 2 years, I have reached goal after goal after goal. Even 6 years ago, I had a goal to get my six-pack abs back. I reached that goal. I crushed that goal. I killed it. I freaking had an awesome physique. I felt amazing. I hadn't felt so amazing in my entire life, I don't think. I've always wanted to have ripping pecs and abs and all that cool stuff. And the byproduct of that, I felt amazing. And I got to say, my lady was really digging the awesome bod and the energy. But we'll try to keep this a little PG around here. Anyway, the title of this episode is How Do You Stay Motivated Once You Reach Your Goals? And guys, I'm hoping that you are reaching your goals. If you're taking the action, if you're doing just a few of the action steps that many of our guests have shared with you on Men of Abundance, from a morning routine to getting your headspace right by doing some sort of meditation, journaling, taking action, do a day. I mean, I can go on and on and on. We've given you all the tools here that you need to succeed and to reach your goals. The one thing we haven't given you, possibly, I guess, is maybe the accountability. And I'm here to help you do that. But that's not what I'm going to talk with you about today. Today I'm talking to you, those of you who have reached your goals and have crushed your goals. What do you do next? How do you stay motivated? I get asked this question quite often, and I know many of my peers get asked this question as well. What do you do to stay motivated to keep moving forward? Well, hell, there's many ways. Number one is my why. Number one is the reason why I wanted to reach that particular goal. That why hasn't gone away. It stays there. Once I reach the goal, then I just live in that why. I enjoyed the journey. I enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I just bathe in it. I mean, it's just a wonderful place to be. So some of the things that I'm talking about, like for instance, my goal to start this podcast, I sat on this for several months and tried to figure out, did I want to do it? Did I have the skills? I don't like my voice. How are people going to take it? How are people going to receive the podcast? Who am I going to talk to? My God, I don't even know anybody to talk to. Who am I going to get on the show? And then what I did was I got a coach, and I paid for a course, and I started learning how to do this. I got some accountability partners and some people pushing me along to get it done. And I just made it happen. And here I am a year and a half later, 162 episodes in, and I'm still having a blast. I'm doing it. I reached the goal well over a year ago of pushing a button and actually getting this podcast out there. Then I started doing YouTube videos, started doing Facebook Lives. Now I'm into coaching. I'm into coaching men how to live a life of abundance, and getting the feedback from that is just super amazing, and I'm getting more and more, and it totally amazes me. Well, that last part right there that I just shared with you, the coaching part, that's the part I want to talk to you about today. When I was talking about the why earlier to keep me motivated, the why is what kept me motivated in health and fitness and in the podcast, for instance. But the health and fitness was for my own personal reasons. It was so that I could look good and feel good. And then the podcast was also for personal reasons. I wanted to collect stories so that I could have them for my book. And then it turned into, well, I want to share these stories. I wanted to create an audience so people would want to come on Men of Abundance and share their stories with me. And then the stories are so amazing inherently in podcasting. Of course, I'm sharing that with the world. But then what came out of the health and fitness was people started asking me, Wally, how did you get so fit so quickly? You look amazing. I see your energy. How did you do that? That evolved into me being a personal trainer and a group trainer. And then as a podcaster, this evolved into people asking me, can you help me start a podcast? Can you coach me in living a life of abundance? Can you connect me with this guy or that guy? So in both of those instances, in both of those scenarios, what ended up happening for me was I ended up becoming a coach. In the health and fitness, I became a personal trainer, which then motivated me to want to stay healthy and fit so that I could look the part and actually be able to train and have the energy to train other people in living a healthy life, right? And I wanted to continue to learn. So I continued to learn more about nutrition. I continued to learn more about different exercises so that it's not one size fit all. Not everybody was going to be able to do Insanity or P90X or anything like that, the stuff that I was doing at the time. So I had to find other things that other people could do. I even took a cardio kickboxing class. Didn't care much for it, but I took it just so that I would have some more tools in my toolbox to help other people reach their health and fitness goals, realizing not everybody's going to be able to use my techniques, right? Same thing with coaching and living a life of abundance. I have been having conversations with all these other coaches. I hired a coach to show me how to build a coaching business because I didn't know the business side of it. And I do know how to talk to people and how to encourage people and how to coach people in living a life of abundance. But even though I knew the basics of doing that, how I got my life here, I still had to learn how to help other people do the same thing. I had to learn how to coach other people. I had to learn how to listen to their issues, their struggles, where their roadblocks were at, so that I could, number one, make a determination if, can I help this individual, can I help this guy or not? And if not, then we had to make the decision that I wasn't the right guy to work with, that I would be able to connect them with somebody else who they could work with. That was the importance of making all the connections and connecting with all these other different men and women. But then once I make the decision and I say, I know where this guy wants to go. I know exactly where he wants to go. And what's more, I know exactly how to get him there. This is the type of person that I can have a conversation with. This is the type of man that I can coach to living the life of abundance that I know and he knows that he can reach. And by doing that, that motivates me to keep doing what I do and get better and have an even more abundant life. Because as I'm helping other men live this life of abundance, I'm in turn helping their family and I'm helping the community. And ultimately, I know it's big, I know it's huge, but ultimately, in my mind, I'm helping the world. Because quite frankly, at this point in time, Men of Abundance is being listened to in 63, 64, 65 countries, something like that, around the world. I mean, in China, for goodness sake. There's people listening to my voice when I'm broadcasting it out. And that is totally amazing to me that, number one, the technology is there, but number two, there's somebody out there that wants to listen to what I have to say, and they're getting something from it. That's where the real motivation is at. I'm helping other people reach the goals that they want, whether I'm doing it in health and fitness or I'm doing it in living a life of abundance, which health and fitness is part of that. I'm helping people live a life of abundance in family, faith, finances, and fitness. So, what goals have you reached that you can now turn around and reach back and grab another man, grab another woman, grab somebody, and bring them along with you and show them how you got to where you're at? That, my friends, that right there is true wealth. Some of the wealthiest people I know, and I mean wealthy, not just rich in money, in cash. I'm talking the wealthiest people that I know are the type of people, every one of them, want to reach back and bring other people with them. They want to tell their story. They want to share this. That's why there are so many damn podcasts out there, because so many of these people are trying to share their story and prove to you that you too can live the life that you truly dream of. And we want to show you how to do that. We want you to live the life that you know you want to live. We want you to have the job that you love. We want you to start the business that you want to start if that's what you want to do. We want you to have the relationships with your family, your coworkers, your peers. We want you to have those relationships, those enriching relationships. We want you to be healthy so that you can live and run around, play with your kids, play with your grandkids, whatever the case may be. So how do I stay motivated and keep doing what I'm doing? First and foremost, I do what I can to stay humble, and I stay grateful in knowing that all the wisdom that I've received, all the connections that I've had, no matter what, even if I paid for the courses, whatever it is, God put those people, God put those courses. God has given me the wisdom to learn this stuff, to live it, and to have the life of abundance that I have today. And then I reach back and I grab the hands of those who want to come up and live the life of abundance that I'm living, have the healthy lifestyle, the amazing relationships, gain the faith in God and in themselves to take their life and their relationships, their health and their finances to the next level, to truly live the life of abundance today, not in some future time down the road. Now, go out and live your life of abundance.